Home Alone is without a doubt one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. But did it really need to expand out into a franchise? Hey, what's up guys? Alan here. Welcome to a very special Thoughts on This Christmas edition where I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, as I'll be giving my thoughts on all the Home Alone films while also ranking them. So, let's jump right into it. Starting things off the list is 2002's Home Alone 4, the fourth film in the franchise and the one that sees the return of Kevin McAllister, but with a new face. This is by far the weakest film in the franchise. Not only did they recast all the characters from the first two films, they also rewrote their personalities. Like, they made Kevin more innocent and peachy, and Marv more serious. It's like they're completely different people. And worst of all, they put Kevin in the most generic storyline you can think of. Like, the parents are divorced, and one of them falls for the snobby rich person. Oh, and then plot twist, when the house gets robbed, the inside man is revealed to be someone you'd least expected. That plot twist is something that has been done like so many times in other movies and TV shows. Plus, the humor wasn't even that great. The jokes were cheesy, and the chaos was less exciting and less memorable. Overall, just a very forgettable sequel that was poorly executed. Let's make the jump 10 years later to the fifth film of the franchise, Home Alone: The Holiday Heist. Although the film was a huge step up from the previous film, the story was pretty forgettable, but the slapstick comedy is what carried this film. The traps were more creative, and the antics were just hilarious. This film had a lot more comedic moments, like we had one of the burglars being stuck in the window, then the kid shoots pool balls at her butt, then kicks the other two burglars in the groin. Then we had the moment where the mom thought her son was being kidnapped by one of her online friends after a miscommunication. Then the SWAT guys come in and break into his apartment to pepper spray him. Like, that was by far one of the most comedic moments of the film. The story was still lackluster. The characters were just cliches, like you get the annoyed teen and the gamer kid who are both addicted to their electronics. It had its fun moments, but it's not a film I would choose to watch in full more than once. Then let's move over to the most recent film in the franchise, Home Sweet Home Alone, which was released on Disney Plus back in 2021. When this film was announced, I thought it was going to be good because it did have a stacked cast and it tried to pay homage to the first film. It had its charms. The traps, although they were deadly dangerous, like they were still comedic, but the main problem I had with this film is that it focused less on the kid, but more on the intruders breaking into the kid's house. In fact, they weren't even intruders, or criminals. They were just a normal, decent couple trying to do their best to provide for their kids. Having them being the sympathetic, misunderstood bad guys is a tiring Disney trope that Disney has used over the last few years. And it doesn't work because you feel bad for these people getting hurt. Like, you're supposed to root against them, and which is basically the lore of the Home Alone films, and what made the first film and the second film great. What essentially made this film better than its last two predecessors was the tribute to the first film by having Devin Ratray come back as Buzz McAllister and tried to capture some of that magic in a way. Overall, it's still an enjoyable sequel, but it also misses the mark. Heading into the top 3, I have the third film in the franchise ranked at number 3. This is where things in the franchise took an interesting turn, as this film decides to have it set around a new set of characters and just basically start everything over. And I was pretty skeptical about it, but after watching it, I enjoyed it more than I thought. The traps and antics were hilarious as always, and the new set of criminals, they actually added a fun dynamic. I love the top secret government angle they went with this film. It made it more intriguing, and the story had me invested. It was also nice to have other members of the family be more involved in the heist aspect of the story. I also think it's cool that Scarlett Johansson was in this film. It was bizarre, but also amazing. She was honestly so good in this. Even though I wasn't exactly thrilled that they changed almost everything from the first two films, it was still a decent watch all the way through. Coming in at number 2, I have the film that started it all, the very first film starring Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, and Catherine O'Hara. This may be controversial, but honestly, it's not my favorite Christmas movie. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people love this film, but it's just not for me. But did I still enjoy the film? Yes, I mean, I pretty much enjoyed the film. Like, I didn't like the first few minutes because, like, of how horrible the McAllisters are, and that's probably why it's not my favorite. But I really started to enjoy it, like, once the plot actually starts to come into play, where the family rushes to leave for the airport, then they leave Kevin behind, and from there, it's just chaotic, bombastic excitement. It's got heart, comedy, and the most memorable scenes and quotes that people, including myself, still reference till this day. Macaulay Culkin was such a star in this film. His personality was infectious, and he made the whole film for what it is. His chemistry with the likes of Joe Pesci and Catherine O'Hara was impeccable. And it may not be my favorite, I know, I'm sorry. Like, I still respect it for the holiday classic that it is, and the legacy it left behind. Finally, for my number one ranking is the second film in the franchise, Home Alone 2: Lost in New York, which sees Macaulay Culkin once again reprise his role. This is where the franchise peaked. In my opinion, this is better than the first one. From the antics, the humor, it was all there. Like, this film took everything that was charming about the first one and just amplified it and just added more to make it more bigger and grand. It might have replicated a lot of the same plot beats, but it was still fresh in terms of the story. Plus, I find the rest of the McAllisters to be more likable in this one, especially Buzz. Overall, it's an enjoyable sequel that is pure fun and doesn't touch the legacy of the first film. The franchise as a whole was unnecessary, but still entertaining. It may be a mixed bag, but each film does have some charms that does make them enjoyable to watch. The later films may be the most unforgettable, but the first two films will always remain a classic. Alright, that's it for this very special Christmas edition of Thoughts on This, and if you agree or disagree, let me know down in the comments, and if you haven't already subscribed, that would really mean a lot. And from my family to yours, Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Bye!